Hello everyone. Today I'm back in my Churchill toy box along with the Black Panther, and I'm continuing the build exercise for the interior of the freighter. I've already built the basic structure for this toy box using terrain and framed it in with terrain blocks, and I've added catwalks and ladders and elevators that allow us to get around inside of here. At the end of my previous video, I began adding some of the details, and my goal today is to add in the rest of the details using the exterior toys. I want this to look like the inside of a freighter, and I want it to look like it's actually lived in, like some arms dealers have set up shop in it. So I'm going to add some machinery and weapons and cargo and other details that fit this setting. And I've got a lot of things I'm going to use out of the decorations drawer, so I've placed a few things ahead of time out here just so I don't have to scroll so much through that drawer. I'm also going to be using some interior toys, but I'm going to save that for next time. And so I began over here last time with these plants from the customizable plants in the plants drawer. This is the Fantasy Terrain Strip 1. And I styled this to use the Kiln style. I'll set that to be my theme just so future pieces will have that theme. The Kiln pieces consist of boilers and machinery, and it fits perfectly with this setting, so I really like that. Plus there's some additional pieces that go with them in the decorations drawer. We'll be putting down a few more of these too, so let me set the theme for that while I'm right here. That catches me up from last time. Alright, continuing on this upper area, we'll go up to the decorations drawer, and we have this kiln wall lighting, and I'm going to place this over here, and let me pull up my screen grab so I make sure I put this in the right spot. I'm basically going directly across from the door, so that's where that will go. And then we have some crates that are here, and so I want to place these over here. We'll put a few there like that. We'll put another set there like that. And then we've got this pipe rack. Kind of like the way that looks, so I'm going to place that over in this corner. And actually it looks like we have room to back that up just a little bit. There we are. So that's that upper deck. Don't have to add a whole lot of details, but you want enough there to get the point across without taking up a ton of memory. Alright, down here, the piece I believe that I need is this Fantasy Terrain 4. Let me style this and see what we've got. Yeah, that's the kiln lamp. I'll set that to be the theme. So I really like the way that looks. It has kind of a futuristic look to it. We're going to put one up here like that. One here about like that. And then I'm going to try to space these somewhat evenly apart. Can't really do one without getting into that corner. So we'll put one on this wall. Actually, a couple of them. This one we'll place here. We'll place one over there about like that. I just like the way that looks. Alright, in this corner, we're going to put in some crates. And so we have these, let me pick them up, we have these Avengers shipping containers. And this is from the Marvel Battlegrounds playset. That's where you unlock these. And I'm going to put a bunch of these back in here. And you don't want them too predictable, so we'll leave a little space there. That actually gives them an opportunity to get up on top of that if we want to hide a piece of vibranium up there or something. And then we're going to place some more of these over here. And put it in that back little corner. So just a few. That's all you really need there. And then just continuing around the room here, we're going to place some over here in this corner. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4, 5, 6, and another 4. Like that. And then we'll do some of the same thing here, but instead of putting it all the way back, we're going to put it here and create kind of a little cubby hole behind there. We're actually going to skip one. And then to kind of disguise it, we have this hollow one that we can place there. So that's kind of a sneaky little way to hide something back in there. So that fills in that area. All right, let me go back now. And I apologize in advance because I'm going to be looking at a lot of screen grabs here today. And this is going to take a little while to look through all of these because there is a lot of detail down here that needs to be accounted for. There we go. All right, so the next place we're going to turn our attention to is this lower area. And we're going to start in this little back corner. And we're going to go up to Building Sets Group 5. And we have these Death Star walkway platforms, which I don't really care for the look of this except for the pipes that are on this side. That's something that I noted is on this piece when I did the Death Star Derby build in my Toy Box Racing series, and I really like the way that looks. That does fit this setting. That side kind of doesn't. But we're going to cover that up with another piece here. We're going to use this kiln piece. So if you pick that up, it's the large nowhere container. And I believe this is, actually I think this is from Guardians of the Galaxy, not the Escape the Kiln game. We're going to place this right over here on the front edge of this, which covers up that red. It also creates a nice little hiding hole back there. We're not going to do too many of those, just a few. That's kind of sufficient, I think. And then we've got some more pipes here. So I'm going to place these. Let's see, I don't think those are right up against it. Trying to get a good look here. I think these are about like there. They're not up. Yeah, they have to be sitting out a little bit. So we'll put those there like that. And then once again, we'll put some crates down here. Just kind of make this, fill it in and make it look lived in. And we're going to put some Death Star pipes in here too. These are really great because they look like they fit inside of a freighter. So I like that. And I might adjust the position of these a little bit here, depending on how this goes. All right, back to the plants drawer. We're going to place this one right up against that corner like that. And again, this is the tower in the middle and the bridge, so we're back in this corner here underneath the level above. So that's where I'm trying to work there. And then I can't place this one right in that corner. We can go right up against those terrain blocks, but I can't get too close, so we're going to have to sit this right there like that. And I want to make sure it is up against the terrain block since that block isn't highlighted. And it is, so that's good. And then we'll put one of these smaller guys next to that. We have just enough room for that to sit in there like that. And the purpose of this is just to kind of soften the edge of this so it doesn't look quite so square. Because as you look down the way there, that just looks very plain and very predictable. So by adding some details along here, that just kind of hides that. And as you can see, just the details I've added there really make this look a lot better already. And we've hardly even begun adding details. So I like that. Alright, back to the decorations drawer. We're going to add in a couple of crates back here. We're going to kind of hide in that little area that's enclosed back there. I don't want the player to realize necessarily that there's something there. So that kind of helps hide that. Alright, and then back to the plants drawer. And once again, if you look at this, those are the two pieces I'm bumping up against. I'm actually going to go a little bit that way. One little nudge that way. Make sure it's right lined up. We'll put that piece down. And we don't want to just run a whole line of those down because that'll look repetitive. So we'll put this one in. And then we'll put another one in, and that kind of breaks it up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm not going to put any more along here because I'm going to put some other stuff there. Again, we don't want it to look too repetitive. So we're going to see, can I fit this piece in here? I can. Nice. So we're going to put that piece right there like that, which will help cover up that corner a little bit. And then we're going to put this one right in here. So right off the end like that. And I'm actually going to put two of these in here because they fit perfectly. So just like that. All right. And then this one. Yeah, this one's going to sit there like that. Okay. And if you don't get these exactly where I've got them, that's fine. It doesn't have to match mine precisely. Actually, I'm looking at this, and I did put a second one of these in. The point is to just add some details, and I'm being extra cautious here because I want this to look like it did in the original playthrough. So I'm trying to duplicate mine exactly. But if you want to mix this up and not be quite so precise, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to make it look identical to mine. Alright, next piece we're going to look at is this one, I believe. And I can't fit that under there right now, so we're going to have to bring this out here. Find a place where I can set it down and style it. And this is going to use the kiln texture as well. This is the kiln ship decks. And now the bounding box for that reduced in height. So now I can sit this down underneath here. And we're going to put this in like this, up against this wall. And I want to line up the right side of this. Trying to see exactly where this has to go. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I really want this to be as accurate as I can. I think this goes right here. But I might move that just a little bit here in a moment. All right. Okay, let's start in this back corner over here and work our way back. I think that might be the best way to go to make sure I position that properly. So I'm going to start with this kiln boiler. We're going to place this in here in this back corner just like this. And then we'll put one of these, oops, the other way, like that. This piece will sit in here. It's a little too far, about like that. And then we did have one of these. So yeah, this needs to move down quite a bit. So almost the entire width of itself. Put it down like that. Okay, it's up against that wall. I can't go any further that way, so that's it. That's where that sits. And then some other stuff sits in here, so yeah, this has to move down a little further than I thought. Interesting. I don't remember it being quite that far down. But yeah, looks like it's just past this terrain seam. That's what I should have been looking at. So it's about right there. That was the thing, the detail I missed was this terrain seam. So that's where that is going to sit. And then we're going to use Fantasy Terrain 3. And let's just drop this right here so I can customize it. Once again, this will be the kiln theme. It creates this engine room cloister, which I really like. That looks like a bunch of controls you'd expect to see in the bowels of a ship. So I really like that. We're going to put this up right next to that, and I'm going to orient it just like you see there. And we'll actually sit this back just a little bit. So like that. And then we'll fit some machinery around the front of this. So we're going to place this one here. And then we'll place another one of these here. Just so this piece doesn't look too confined. And another one of these back here. Like that. That just looks like a whole mess of engine machinery. So I like the looks of that a lot. Okay. Since we're right here, me see, I want to put this off the front edge of that, and I want to move this out to about here. We're going to put that there, just like that. Okay. And then up under the gameplay toys, and it reset that drawer on me. If we go to the left, I should have put one of these out up top. We have these kiln cell blocks. We're going to use the big one. And this is going to sit here just like this. And let me make sure I got this correct. So many screen grabs here that it's hard to see exactly where all these things are. And there's so many details around these things too. That makes it kind of tricky. Because you got the levels above, you got all the stuff around them, and it's really hard to try to get the camera into a position where it can see all of this. There we go, that's the screenshot I'm looking for. Alright, so this sits out in front just a little bit. So just like that. We're going to put two of these next to each other. And we're not actually going to use those, any of the logic, it's just decoration. I'm trying to help enclose in this lower area a little bit, so that's what I'm using those for. Okay. I think maybe the next place to go. Let's finish up this little area back here. And for right now, I'm going to pick this starting pad up. And we'll just set this up here. It's not the final place where it's going to go, but that'll get it out of our way. Alright, back down to the decorations. And this kiln wall lighting. Or actually not that one. Yeah, that one. Alright, let's line this up about like that. Oops, and I want to bring this down about like this. I'm going to create kind of a little passageway behind there. Let's do that. We'll put some pipes in front of that. Like so, just to kind of make it look a little more interesting. We'll put a computer screen here next to that. And then this big square doohickey, we'll put that right there. And we'll use another one of these right here. Like that. And that kind of creates a nice little island that you can run around and hide behind when you're shooting enemies, so that's good. And we'll put this over here like that. Okay. And it looks like I also put down, didn't see that in my previous screen grab, but I do see this in the one I'm looking at now. So I did put another one of those there. And this is just really starting to add a lot of great detail in here. So now the walls don't look so square, and it just looks really, really good. Okay, over in here, I believe I had another one of these little islands. Let me see if I can find that shot. There's just so much here. It's hard to see it all. Sorry for the delay. Well, I can't see exactly where I placed it, but we'll just go ahead and drop it in here. I believe I had one of these here. So we'll put that there like that, and I'll tweak it later if I need to. Okay. Let's work on this middle area between the catwalks and underneath the catwalk bridge up there. So I think this would be the next best place to start. And so looking at it from this orientation, I want to orient it like this. We're going to place that there like that. And yeah, that's pretty good. These actually slide down just a little bit as I'm looking at this. Okay. And then I got a couple of things from the interior that I'm going to place here. Let's see, where did we go here? Okay. So then we'll place another one of these over this way a little bit. I believe it's going to be about the width of this thing. So about like that. And we'll rotate this so it's not quite so repetitive. And then up in the Building Sets Group 7 drawer, we have some items from Churchill. I like these freighter containment crates. So we're going to place some of those right there. And we'll put some of these up here too, on the catwalk. Because I think that would be really good. Can't get too close there. Put them there like that. Put a few crates there. Like that. And that kind of helps break up that catwalk a little bit there. Also up under Building Sets Group 7, we have this freighter containment tank. This is from the Force Awakens playset as well, and I really like how that looks. So we're going to place one about here. I'm going to slide this back. Let's see, I think this is right under... Yeah, right under the edge of the catwalk. Just like that. And I've got two of these here. And we'll offset them a little bit. Or you can rotate them. I think that's what I did. Actually rotated that one. Again, so they don't look quite so repetitive. Okay. And then we'll put another one over on this side. that. We'll put a few of these up under here, because we got to have some details up here. I'm going to put these right up against the back of that. You can put 4 of them right across there. That adds a lot of nice detail there that I like. And you don't want to go overboard with any one thing, so we'll go ahead and stop with those. All right, back down to the plants drawer. Now, there's some really nice textures that are available with Star-Lord's Galaxy, that customization power disc, which I'm using for the terrain. So if we place that piece there, and we go and style this, this would be the nowhere joint, and I'm just going to apply that. And what these pieces are, I don't know, they just look like scavenged junk to me, and kind of like the stuff that the Vulture collected after the Battle of New York. This alien stuff looks like something that a shady arms dealer would try to get their hands on and sell, and so I really like that. So we're going to use that here, and we're going to use a number of these pieces. Put one of these in here like this. And let's just go ahead and style this and see what it looks like. Nowhere scrap. That's pretty cool. That is not the piece that I used there, however. Must have been the other one. Gotta move that into a position where I can theme it. That's the one I used. So we'll put that right up there. I don't know, I just really like the look of that. Of course, now I can't get the camera into a position where I can really see it, but that's what we have there. And I believe this one, sits over here about like that. I want to center it in that hole between the catwalks. We'll style that to use the nowhere theme. We'll do the same with this one, and actually while we got this here, let's go ahead and drop this down about like that, and like that. And then we'll put a second one over here, and I'm going to style this to be the nowhere theme. Now it just gives you some interesting things to look at down here, and it also provides cover when you're battling. So there's a dual purpose to that. I had some more pipes that I placed here. Like that, I think. Yeah. Okay. Alright, and then, oh, got these. We're going to put some of these up here before I change the theme on this. Put one there. I'm going to put one right on the terrain seams here, just to kind of help hide those a little bit. Like that. That adds some nice detail down that way. Alright, let's drop this down and change the theme. These are the nowhere nerves. And just kind of looking at it from different angles, which is kind of fun. Yep, so anyway, we'll put that one there. Let's say the other one that we're going to put down is over here. Once again, the nowhere theme. Like that. Looks like nice junk. I like the way that looks. Alright, how are we doing on time? Oh, we're over the 30-minute mark here. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and fill in the rest of the details next time. I think that'll be enough for today. I'll put in the rest of the exterior pieces next time, which will take about another 10 minutes. And then that's still not quite enough for me, though. So I'm going to bring some of the interior toys out next time as well, and add some extra details that will really help make this setting work. Until then, I want to thank you for watching and for all of the positive feedback on this series so far. I've been wanting to do a Marvel adventure for a long time, but my early attempts at creating Avengers toy boxes didn't feel like they lived up to these characters. But I like how these toy boxes turned out, and I'm glad you're enjoying them. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that. See you next time.